In this series of lectures, we will now take up C programming language. So, we will have a number of lectures. The lectures are divided into various parts such that the programming language C is covered in a number of lectures. In the first lecture, that is this lecture, we will be introducing the basic concepts of a computer. What is a computer? What is the block diagram of a computer? What are the various parts of a computer, and brief details about these things. We will also introduce certain aspects like what is a constant, what is a variable, and other things. We will introduce the concept of a flow chart. The purpose of a flow chart is to enable the programmer to understand the program or to understand how to solve the problem. The flow chart will help the programmer to write the program. We will take up two simple flow charts in this exercise. The first one is how to find the factorial of a number, and another one is how to identify the prime numbers. There are variations of these programs. The details of the variations also will be discussing in the program. We will end up this lecture with a very simple C program to introduce the various concepts of the programming. What is a computer? The advent of computers has revolutionized the society. The advancement of scientific knowledge, particularly in the field of electronics, has led to the invention of computers. A computer may be understood as a machine which can do huge amount of work in a very small amount of time. The calculations that can be done by a human being in a span of few years will be done by the computer in a span of few seconds, or sometimes even a fraction of a second. Such is the speed with which computers perform calculations. Now, let us see what is the contribution of computers to society. We will take three examples one by one. The first example is railway reservation. The contribution of computers to the human society is manifold. The first example that we are taking is the railway reservation. Let us take the system of railway reservation that is observed in any railway booking office these days. A customer fills up a request form stating his personal details like name, sex, age, etc. He also fills up the details of the train by which he intends to travel, the date of travel, originating station and destination, and any other relevant details. The computer operator sitting at the counter enters all this data and within a few seconds issues the ticket to the customer from any originating station in India to any other destination within the country. This is possible because of the networking of computers in the entire country. Imagine a situation when the computers were not used for the purpose of railway reservation. People used to struggle a lot. The second example that we will take is operations in a bank. A customer goes to a bank to withdraw an amount with a check. The counter clerk enters the data in a computer, verifies the customer balance, and immediately allows the customer to withdraw the amount. The advent of ATMs has accelerated the process further with the help of networking. Imagine the situation when the data is available in ledgers and the time taken to reach the ledgers, which is a very laborious process. Let us take a third example, a student accessing library books. A student goes to his college library to borrow a book. He has to search the entire library whether the book he requires is available at all in the library. With the help of a computer, he can find out how many books of the same title are available in the library, how many of them are issued by pressing a few buttons. He can also reserve the book for him if all the books that are available in the library are already borrowed by others. Like this, we can go on giving many examples. We find that the computers is helping hastening many processes. We will now take up the block diagram of a computer. The block diagram of a computer consists of 4 parts as shown in this diagram. It is mainly the CPU, the input device, the output device and memory. Now we will take up each one of these in detail. The components of a computer as given in the block diagram are the CPU, that is central processing unit, input devices, output devices and memory. We will study the details of each one of them. Let us first take the central processing unit. The central processing unit consists of an arithmetic and logic unit called ALU and a control unit. The ALU performs various arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and many complicated operations. It takes the data for performing these operations from input devices and the output is provided to the output devices. The control unit provides the sequence of operations to be performed by the arithmetic and logic unit. We will discuss the next item, the input devices. The input devices used by the computer to take data into the computer are many. Some of them are listed. First we will take the keyboard. A standard keyboard used in a computer system has 104 keys. The keyboard enters one character at a time. The characters that can be entered through a keyboard include 26 alphabets in capital and small letters, digits 0 to 9, number of arithmetic operators, punctuation marks, etc., etc. There are many of them. The next one is a mouse. A mouse is a small handheld box which is used to position a cursor on the computer screen. Most general purpose mouses are provided with 2 degrees of freedom and 2 buttons are on the right side and on the left side. Wheels are provided on the bottom of the mouse to enable its movement and buttons are provided to facilitate the execution of some operation. The next device we will think of is a scanner. A scanner is used to transmit the data relating to drawings, color or black and white images for processing in a computer. Once the image representation is entered in a computer through a scanner, a number of transformations can be applied to the image to study the image from different angles. The next device we will think of is digitizer. Digitizers are used to input coordinate values in 2 or 3 dimensional space. There are many such devices and we confine our discussion to only these 4 devices. We will now take up the output devices. The output devices are used to present the results of computation to the outside world. The results are presented in a form that a user is able to understand. Some of the devices used for outputting are video monitor, printer, plotter, etc. We will now discuss about these in more detail. The first device we will discuss is a video monitor. A video display of the output can be observed on a video monitor. A video monitor is a cathode ray tube which is designed to display images as well as text oriented data. The output of the computation is observed on the monitor in a form suitable to the user. There will be provision for modifying the size of the display of characters as well as formatting the output to a form that can be properly interpreted by the user. The next device we will discuss is a printer. Printers provide a mechanism for permanent storage of the output on a medium like paper. There are 3 broad technologies used for printers. We have dot matrix printers, we have inkjet printers and we have laser printers. Dot matrix printers have its output of a low quality, whereas the laser printers has the best quality of output.